I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
BTS ARMY, get ready, because something big might be happening right before our eyes. Word is spreading fast that Taehyung, yes, BTS's V, might be making a surprise appearance at Jin's upcoming concert. And fans are freaking out. It all started when footage of Jin's practice session leaked online. Despite Jin's kind request that fans not leak anything, the internet couldn't help but freak out. One detail, just one, set the stage ablaze. Would this be V's first stage comeback since his military discharge? The timing? Perfect. The hints? Creepy. Adding to the speculation, Taehyung recently mentioned that something big was coming. Armies are connecting the dots. What if this is the big moment? His return. His reunion. His stage. And with Jin and V's strong bond, the possibility isn't far-fetched. Fans remember Jin making a surprise appearance at J-Hope's concert last year. Now, they believe the time has finally come, and it's V's turn to take the stage, side by side with Jin. If this is true, it won't just be a show. This is shaping up to be a moment in BTS history. And the question remains, is Taehyung really coming back, tonight? The speculation began when fans who attended rehearsals for Runseokjin EP tour, Jin's highly anticipated comeback concert, began leaking insider footage and details, despite Jin's request to keep them under wraps. In the leaked footage, fans noticed subtle clues that were incredibly intriguing, like unexplained sound checks, extra stage setups, and even backstage movement that pointed to a surprise guest. And for many, there was only one name that fit the bill, V. What made this theory even stronger was a recent cryptic message from Taehyung. He casually mentioned that something big was coming, putting fans on edge. Was it a comeback? A collaboration? Or a surprise appearance on stage with Jin? Armies were quick to recall how Jin had previously appeared during J-Hope's Hope on the Street final encore, surprising everyone with an emotional reunion. If Jin could make an appearance like that before, fans are sure V would do the same to return the gesture, especially considering the brotherhood that has always existed among the BTS members. Could this really be Taehyung's first stage back from his military service? Fans aren't just hoping, they're convinced. All signs seem to point to one thing: something big is about to happen. To truly understand why armies are so confident about V's appearance, we need to remember one unforgettable moment: Jin's surprise appearance at J-Hope's concert. At Hope on the Street final, in Goyang, no one expected Jin to show up. He was still on hiatus, recovering from his military service, and all eyes were on Hobie. But then, Jin stepped onto the stage, smiling widely, surprising J-Hope and the entire audience. The emotional reunion was surreal, beautiful, and unforgettable. The moment proved one thing: the members of BTS always show up for each other, especially when fans least expect it. Now, it's Jin's turn to return to the stage, post-military, full of energy, and ready to connect with ARMY. Fans were convinced that if there was ever a perfect time for V to return the gesture, this was it. The symmetry between the moments was undeniable. Jin surprised Hobie. Now, could V surprise Jin? The love and devotion in BTS always exceeds expectations. This pattern of emotional reunions? It didn't feel like a coincidence. It was starting to feel like a tradition. Taehyung has always had a fun relationship with ARMY, dropping hints, cryptic messages, and watching fans piece it all together. But this time, the message was different. It was simple, clear, and powerful: something big is coming. The line immediately set the fandom on edge. Was it a solo comeback? A surprise release? A brand partnership? Fans speculated endlessly. But when news of Jin's concert broke shortly afterward, and details began to leak, it all started to connect. Suddenly, something big felt right. Timely. Calculated. Fans are starting to theorize that Taehyung's teaser isn't about a product or a song, it's about a moment. A reunion. A surprise that will leave ARMY gasping for air. And where else could that moment happen but on Jin's stage, where all eyes are on him? This isn't just speculation, it's intuition. Fans have seen this pattern before: subtle hints, silence, and then, boom, a stage-shaking surprise. Whether or not V shows up, one thing is clear: he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to shake up a fandom, how to create waves, and how to make every move feel legendary. And if this something big really is referring to Jin's concert, we may only be hours away from history. Among the many deep bonds within BTS, the relationship between Taehyung and Jin has always stood out. Though they often joke around and tease each other on camera, their relationship goes much deeper than most realize. Jin has always treated Taehyung like a little brother, with affection, protection, and care. Taehyung, in turn, has shown deep respect and love for his hyung. They've shared countless hilarious moments, tender moments, and emotional moments. That's why ARMYs feel like this concert wasn't a random choice, it was the perfect stage for V to return. It wasn't just symbolic, it was personal. A meaningful moment. Just as Jin once showed up for J-Hope, now V could do the same, for Jin. This isn't just about surprising fans, it's about showing love for family. And in the world of BTS, family always comes first. So if Taehyung does step onto that stage, it won't just be a show. It will be a gesture of love, loyalty, and legacy. With every new hint, every fan theory, and every cryptic teaser, the anticipation builds. Whether it's a backstage move, a hint of something big from V, or an unspoken promise of BTS brotherhood, we're now on the cusp of a moment that could be legendary. If Taehyung does step onto Jin's concert stage, it won't just be a show. It would be his first step back onto the stage, a symbol of his return to ARMY. His way of saying, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's start again. Fans around the world held their breath, watching for every update, every leak, and every whisper. The idea that V might walk across that stage, reunited with Jin, surrounded by music and love, wasn't just exciting. It was emotional. It was healing. It was BTS. So now we wait. Whether it happens tonight or some other day, one thing is clear, Taehyung is coming. And when he does, it will shake the K-pop world to its core. Until then, ARMY, keep your notifications on, your eyes open, and your hearts ready. Because when BTS makes a move, it's never small. It's always big. Of course, the speculation grew stronger as time went on, and ARMYs around the world began to talk more about the sheer magnitude of this possibility. How could we forget the deep bond between Jin and Taehyung? Two best friends who have been through so much together, both on stage and off. They've shared such an emotional and unforgettable moment, and it's the perfect time for V to return Jin's loving gesture. There's nothing more beautiful than a reunion that comes from the heart. If we look back at BTS's journey, we'll see how they've always supported each other, especially in the most difficult moments. Their brotherhood is not just on stage, but also off it, behind the scenes, when the cameras aren't on them. This is what makes BTS so special, because they're not just a group, they're a family. And family is always there for each other, especially in the big moments. Jin's upcoming concert is a rare opportunity for BTS to come together again, to show the world that despite all the changes and challenges they've gone through, they're still strong and solid. And for their loyal fans, this is the moment they've been waiting for. Not only to see BTS again in an emotional and passionate setting, but also to feel the strength of the bond between the members of BTS, especially Jin and V. With fans already so excited, even the smallest details are the subject of speculation. Every rehearsal clip, every photo that's shared, and every slightly ambiguous message from Taehyung only adds to the belief that something big is about to happen. This isn't just about Jin's concert, it's about bringing back a meaningful moment that can only happen between two people who truly respect and love each other. There's no better way for V to return than by Jin's side, just as Jin did for Hobie. But even as the speculation builds, there's a sense of tension that hangs over the entire fandom. What if this is just a rumor? What if we're just being swept along in a sea of speculation that ultimately doesn't come to fruition? Of course, it's a fear we all share, the fear of being disappointed if something we hope for doesn't happen. But on the other hand, there's a strong sense that BTS, and Taehyung in particular, won't let their fans down. They know how much hope there is, and they'll never leave their fans alone. The tension is even more palpable when we imagine how Jin will react if V actually shows up on that stage. Jin, who has always been known for his caring and protective nature, would surely feel very emotional seeing his best friend back on stage after a long absence. This isn't just about the concert, it's a symbol of their long journey together. A journey filled with memories, togetherness, and of course, love.
The top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.